Hey Hoopers, I'm Carly. Welcome to my YouTube channel if you haven't been here before. My channel is made up of hooping videos as well as tutorials and video blogs. So this is going to be a tutorial on stalling the hoop. I will show you what that is. So for these kinds of tricks, you can use any kind of hoop you want. This is a polypro, but feel free to start with one of the heavier beginner hoops. I find most tricks are easiest to learn with those hoops. So I'll show you a little demo of what that looks like. So you're shoulder hooping, and then the stall is where the hoop catches up to your body. So you can obviously do that for as long as you want. It does make you very dizzy, and it is something you're going to have to get used to in your hoop dance because you have to keep going afterwards. A trick in doing that, a lot of dancers use spotting, what's called spotting. So spotting is where you keep your eye on a point in the room at all times. So you might look at the corner. So your head's always facing the same way. So as you're turning, you're doing one of these. And that's supposed to help with dizziness. I actually find it's worse because you have to flick your head around, but that is a technique that ballerinas use and any other dance where you're spinning a lot. So play with that and see what works for you. For me, the dizziness is kind of just part of the hoop experience, and I kind of have just learned to embrace it. So yeah, it's up to you. Anyways, so back to stalling the hoop. So a prerequisite for stalling the hoop or learning how to stall the hoop is to be able to be very comfortable in chest and shoulder hooping. So this is shoulder hooping, and this is chest hooping. I say both. I mean, really, you only need to be comfortable with shoulder hooping. That's all you're using. But generally, they kind of come together, and that's how you know you haven't mastered, I wouldn't say, but you're pretty comfortable with shoulder hooping. So you're going to be turning as you're shoulder hooping when you're stalling the hoop. And the whole idea behind stalling the hoop, okay, so let's start by looking at just when you're shoulder hooping. So like that. So the reason you can see the hoop rotating around me there when I'm shoulder hooping is because the hoop is actually moving faster than my body. It's probably hard to wrap your head around. I don't know if I communicated properly. But yeah, the hoop's moving faster than your body. So in order to be able to stall the hoop and make it appear as though it's not moving, you need to catch up to the speed of the hoop. So when the hoop, as you're shoulder hooping, when the hoop, because it's doing this, right? So you're using your chest, and the hoop does this kind of thing. It like rests on your chest while you're shoulder hooping. You're like doing this, and it comes around here on one of the rotations, or on every rotation. So that's when you would stall the hoop. So when it starts on your chest, you actually speed up. You speed up how fast you're turning. Speeding up how fast you turn is that's how you catch up to the speed of the hoop. So you'll know, I mean, you'll feel the hoop either as it's trying to continue to move or as it's going the other way because you're moving too fast. But it really does feel as though the hoop stops moving in space once it's on your chest. You'll realize that that's not true. The hoop is continuing to move. It's just because you're moving at the same speed of it that it feels like that. So that's what it will feel like, and you'll know that you got this trick down pat when you can feel that. So to start, I suggest, this is how I learned. I literally just put the hoop here. I wasn't doing it in my dance yet. I just literally would take the hoop and put it on my chest and put out my arms. So it's resting on my chest and resting on my arms, and I would spin like this. So it's very like, the hoop is restrained right now, basically. But the faster you do that, This is where you want to get comfortable with being dizzy. The faster you do that, the hoop will get its own momentum. As you can see, it can raise. So my arms are down now. So the hoop will get its own momentum. So practice spinning just like this, with it resting on your arms and your chest. And then once you're comfortable with that, I suggest taking your arms down while you're doing it and see if the hoop keeps, if you can continue to stall it. You need to be really in tune with the speed of the hoop. So if you feel like it's moving a little bit too fast or it's not steady on your chest, you're going to want to start moving faster, like turning faster. Yeah, so then after you do that, after you're comfortable and you can get the hoop to raise, you can start incorporating it into your dance. You can do this, I mean, you can experiment and do whatever you want. You could do it like this. If you want, where you actually are just placing the hoop on your chest, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. For me, when I usually do it, it's from like while I'm chest hooping, I'll stall it and then go back into my chest hoop. So I'll show you what that looks like. That's like the most basic way you can do it. So you're shoulder hooping. It touches your chest, you catch up to it, and you're stalling it. And then when you want to get out of it, you literally, you slow down a little bit, so you're going to feel the hoop kind of starting to lift here, and then you shape your body so that it can come back into the shoulder hoop. So it'll be like this, starting to turn, so you're slowing down, and it catches your shoulder, and then you want to curve your back, and then you can go back into your, into your shoulder hooping. So I'll show you that again. So yeah, so that is stalling the hoop. Trying to think if there's anything else I should mention about this. A lot of people you'll see in their videos, when they go to stall the hoop, even in their dance, they're still holding onto it, like they use their arms like this to hold onto it, because otherwise it might turn. If you actually get good at the trick, you don't need your arms there because the hoop is not going to turn. You're moving at the same speed as it. So if you want to practice doing that, like kind of stopping it with your arms while you're turning, that's great. I think that's a really good way to learn. But keep in mind that it's not necessary to do that. And once you're comfortable with the hoop, you should be able to have your arms flat basically and be able to do it. Oops. So, yeah, that gives you an idea. Yeah, good luck. Have fun experimenting with that, and happy hooping.